Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. In between last night and this morning, me discussing the push press just a little bit, or me showing demonstrations of it, as I just started doing it again. And remember guys, as I've said, I just started doing this exercise again. I haven't done it in a long time. My technique's going to need a lot of work. I want to work on my strength on it. Quite a few subscribers have asked questions because they don't really know what's going on. They see me doing the push press, or wondering why I'm using momentum or doing a partial squat or things like that in the middle of an overhead press, because they don't understand what a push press is. And a number of people have acted negatively toward them, and they're calling them stupid or ignorant or whatever, and there's no need for any of that, guys. What everyone needs to remember, not everyone comes from an athletic background. Not everyone comes from a sports background or a strength and conditioning background. A lot of people didn't play football. They didn't play contact sports in high school or college or anything like that. So they may not be familiar with any sort of training outside of what they've seen in bodybuilding magazines or maybe some of the bodybuilding related channels on YouTube. And so they don't actually know what a push press is. And that's okay, because we all start from somewhere with our knowledge. We ask questions and we observe things in life and any topic based upon our life experiences and our knowledge so far. And if we haven't been exposed to something, then we're not really going to always understand what's going on. And it's okay to have those sort of questions and misunderstandings, because that's how we learn. And the push press, for those who don't understand, it is where you do use a little momentum. You do a little partial squat and you use that to get the weight started, and then you lock the weight out at the top like a normal overhead press after that. But it is not a strict movement. It uses leg drive, it uses hip drive, it uses all those things to get the weight started. And the truth is, what we found from all the data out there, the push press is not only a fantastic shoulder and tricep builder, particularly good for the triceps, because you're having to lock out a weight at the top or continue accelerating a weight that you started that might be a lot heavier than you would normally be able to lock out overhead. And so that makes it a great tricep movement. But the thing that we found in sports in general, and the research over the years has found, that the push press is a superior core exercise to most other lifts. Not necessarily the best, but in terms of big, heavy compound movements, it has a tremendous amount of core activation, particularly things like the abdominals, obliques, all of that. And more importantly, it is one of the best explosive movements for the thighs, for the quads and glutes and everything. What we found is that in terms of just creating explosive force, it is actually superior to a squat for that. And not saying people shouldn't be doing squats, because anyone who needs explosiveness absolutely needs a squat to build their strength base in their legs. But if you're trying to add explosive power to your legs, particularly near the lockout, near the top, which is where you're going to be utilizing them in most contact sports like American football, rugby, things like that, or even various types of wrestling, the push press is a superior movement, in addition to the fact that it teaches you how to push with your upper body, which could translate into a hit on a field, a push in wrestling, a punch in boxing. And that is why the push press is so heavily utilized in many contact sports and combat type sports. And most of the best strength and conditioning coaches around the world have people who do these sort of sports do a lot of it. In addition to the fact that it is a fantastic shoulder exercise on top of it, it's arguably just as good as the strict press is, because the overall strength balances out. Yes, you're using momentum to get the weight started a bit, but you're also using a heavier weight, and you're also getting the eccentric loading on the way down. No matter what you do, you have to catch the weight at some point. So even if you try to skip the eccentric a little bit or drop it fairly fast, you're getting eccentric loading in the delts, which is going to lead to hypertrophy. So it has a very strong concentric and eccentric component to your upper body. So all around, the push press is just a fantastic exercise. But what people do need to understand is that it is not a strict movement. It's not intended to be a strict movement. It is intended to be a full body explosive movement that works the thighs, it works the glutes, it works the core, in addition to being a overhead press. So it has a lot more to it than just being a shoulder press. It is an all-around full body power movement that has a wide variety of uses and is utilized in a wide variety of sports. And anyone who's trying to be more athletic or more fit, the push press can be an absolutely valuable tool. It's just not always utilized as much by a lot of bodybuilders out there, because they like to try to do more strict movements sometimes just to focus on certain muscles. And the push press doesn't focus on just one or two muscle groups. So hopefully that clarifies everything a little bit. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.